Good morning, boys and girls. Today is Tuesday, May 5th, 2020. Your journal today is a free write. Haven't had one of those in a long time. So, parents, this is the day that they can write about whatever they want. It has to have at least 3 sentences, and then they need to draw a picture to go along with their sentences. And it can be anything they want. So that's what a free write is. And I'll try to remember to put some more of those in there. We used to do those at school and I keep forgetting. Today we're going to continue working on verbs like we did yesterday. And the same thing, you do not need to write the sentence. Once you look at the worksheet, all you have to do is find the verb and write it on your paper. So remember that verbs are words that show action. So it's telling us what is going on in that sentence. And this is the example. This is number 1 on your worksheet. The sky turned gray before the rain. So the sentence is about the sky. What did the sky do? One word. What did it do? Turned. So on your paper, you're going to put a number 1, and you're going to just write the verb turned. Okay, that's the verb. So remember, verbs show action. All right, so you do not have to write the sentence. Just find the verb in the sentence, the action word, and just write it down on your notebook. Okay? So today's story is called Wow, It's Great Being a Duck. And it was written and illustrated by Joan Rankin. So let's see what our story's about today. Lily was the last born, the last to hatch, and the smallest and skinniest. All the other ducklings were already left the nest when at last Lily's egg began to crack. Lily peeped out. That's our story. She saw her mother's eye, then she saw her mother's feathers and her mother's feet. Crash! Lily fell out of the egg into the big world. Lily's mother was very proud. She wanted everyone to admire tiny Lily. Come swim, quacked Lily's older brothers and sisters. Come along, Lily, coaxed Mother Duck. You must learn to swim, or furry legs, long tail, sharp snout, pink tongue fox will gobble you up. Poor thing still has part of the egg on her head. But Lily did not want to take her feet off the ground. I told you I'd drown. She's got her little feet touching the ground and her head just peeking out of the water. So while her brothers and sisters were swimming and diving, Lily practiced walking, plomp, plomp, one foot after the other, into the dark green forest she walked. Uh-oh. Not a good place for a baby duck, for a duckling. Along the long and windy path, she went until she met Mr. Furrylegs. What's a nice little duck like you doing in the dark green forest? Asked Mr. Furrylegs. I'm walking, replied Lily proudly. You are very small and skinny, remarked Mr. Furrylegs. I will show you where you can eat tender nasturtium leaves. You need fattening up. Lily ate so many nasturtium leaves she could hardly waddle home. Wonder why Mr. Fox wants her fattened up? A week later she met Mr. Furrylegs Longtail. My, you do walk well for a duck, said Mr. Furrylegs Longtail. Thank you, said Lily. I shall never take my feet off the ground. It's far too dangerous. I love walking too, said Mr. Furrylegs Longtail. Let's stroll together in the forest, and I'll show you some tasty things for a growing duck like you to eat. Lily ate many wild berries. She ate until her beak turned purple. She ate until her feathers turned purple. How do you feel? Asked her new friend. Fat, replied Lily. Good, said Mr. Furrylegs Longtail. I like fat ducks. The following week, Lily returned to the berry patch, and there she met Mr. Furry Mr. Furry Leg's long tail, sharp snout. While she looked for any remaining berries, they talked. Do you have a large family? Asked her companion. Oh, yes, said Lily. I have lots of brothers and sisters. Really? Then I must show you where to find snails. I believe they are very good for making ducks, big, strong, and fat. The snails were so tasty, so absolutely scrumptious. Lily stayed until she had eaten every one. Do bring your brothers and sisters next time, called Mr. Furry Leg's long tail, sharp snout. Okay, said Lily, but they can't walk as quickly as I can. And off she waddled, her tail dragging on the ground. Oh boy. The next week, Mr. Furry Leg's long tail, sharp snout, pink tongue came walking along the forest path. There he found Lily sitting all alone on the path, sobbing. Why are you crying all by yourself? He asked. My family has flown away to a bigger pond, she wailed. Oh dear, I was hoping to have a party with all of you, but why don't you come along with me? Lily stopped crying. You are kind, she sniffed as she got up to follow her new friend into the dark green forest. Hurry, hurry, you really must walk a little faster, said Mr. Furry Leg's long tail, sharp snout, pink tongue, licking his lips. How rude, thought Lily, resting for a while. Come on, he snarled at her. Just who does he think he is? Quacked Lily, looking up. She glared at his furry legs. She studied his long tail. She observed his sharp snout. She goggled at his pink tongue, slipped across a row of needle-sharp teeth. Lily squeaked and Lily squawked when she saw Mr. Furry Leg's long tail, sharp snout, pink tongue fox. Finally, that shell popped off her head, and she realized who it was. Quickly, Lily turned and ran. Flap, flap, flop, flop. Faster and faster along the winding path, through the dark green forest, back to the pond. Splash into the pond. Paddle, paddle, faster and faster. Lily could hear the panting breath of Mr. Fox. She could feel his prickly whiskers on her tail. Paddle, paddle went her feet. Flap, flap went her wings. Suddenly, Lily was flying. Up, up over the pond. Up, up over the trees. Right out of the reach of Mr. Fox. Up, up over the hills and onto the other side. Below, in a big pond, she saw her family. Down she glided and landed just like an expert. Look, look, quacked her brothers and sisters. Hey, Lily, we thought you could only walk. So did I, said Lily. But now I can do everything. And she did. Wow, it's great being a duck. Gee, it's tough being a snail. So if we go back a couple of pages and let's just say we look at this page here of our story. She glared at his furry legs. The verb would be glared. What did she do? That's the action. She studied his long tail. What did she do? Studied. That's the verb. She observed his sharp snout. What did she do? Observed. That's the verb. She goggled at his pink tongue as his pink tongue slipped across a row of needle-sharp teeth. There are two verbs. Goggled, and that's what she did. And then what did his tongue do? Slipped. So those are some verbs. Lily squeaked and Lily squawked when she saw. So what did she do? She squeaked and she squawked. So there are verbs in all our sentences that we look at and we read. So have a great day. I will be posting Frog Princess Chapter 2 and a quick little review for our math, which is going to be regrouping again. So see you later.